today I want to talk about finding peace through inner child healing, my journey and my experience with it, and how it can help you too. 2024 has been a year of healing for me. It's not been what I expected, not been what I planned for at all, but I'm so grateful that this year has turned out this way because everything happens for a reason, and it's been a year. It's been a year. I think for everybody it's been a year. All right. I've worked in childcare, in education for on and off for 2-3 years. So I've got lots of experience working with children. It made me see my own inner child wounds because I was having to deal with children in distress, children feeling misunderstood, children struggling, as well as all the good things as well. I was kind of making it sound really bad, but these are all the things that was really brought to my conscious attention whilst working in education. And I had to stop because mentally I couldn't do it. I'm too much of an empath. I was soaking up all of their stuff, and yeah, it really made me realise, wow, there's a lot of disturbance inside of me that I need to address. I started thinking about my inner child. I started writing letters to my inner child, doing meditations, visualizations, all these sorts of things that when you Google inner child work, that's what it comes up with. But one day I was sat downstairs and I was doing my art, and I just had an idea pop into my head that why don't I make a whole sketchbook for my inner child? It's the end of the year now. I've built a whole sketchbook of inner child art. I've started a second one. And it's been such an incredible healing journey for me. It really helped me identify wounds, issues, disturbances that I've been carrying with me my whole life. I'm starting to get an understanding now of what is actually going on. One thing I do just want to say, just to preface this, is something I read in The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. Brilliant book. Read it, honestly. I'm so glad I finished that this year. She says in the end of the book that healing is a spiral journey. Let me get the quote up because it's honestly one of my favourite quotes ever. Oh, okay, well, she said growth, okay, not healing, but I think the same for healing as well. It's just with life, really. I think life is a bit of a spiral journey. There's a mountain of a Himalayan proportions with a path winding upwards to its height. The path, a spiral path, is how I think of the artist's way. As we pursue climbing it, we circle back on the same views over and over at slightly different altitudes. I've been here before, I think, hitting a spell of drought. And in a sense we have. The road is never straight. Growth is a spiral process, doubling back on itself, reassessing and regrouping. As artists, our progress is often dodged by rough terrain and storms. A fog may obscure the distance we have covered or the progress we have made towards our goal. While the occasional dazzling vista may grace us, it is really best to proceed one step at a time, focusing on the path beneath our feet as much as the heights still before us. Such a good book. Growth and healing is a spiral journey. It's not linear. This is something that I've had to learn this year. It's not, oh, well, I've healed that now and that's healed now. We don't need to talk about that. No, the same things will come up again and again, but it's just each time you're going to feel more in control. It's going to feel less like an obstacle and less like a challenge. But taking the first step, be kind and be gentle to yourself that you're doing this work because it is hard work. But yeah, you're taking the first step, so... What is inner child healing? Well, for me, inner child healing is all about recognising your childhood wounds, recognising your emotional and mental disturbances that you've been carrying through life and are displaying in your life today. To me, inner child healing is also about identifying and addressing the unmet needs of your inner child. We as human beings like to build ourselves an identity based on our experiences. I'm going to read from here because otherwise I'm going to butcher it. We build ourselves an identity around our wounds to keep us safe and comfortable. Instead of walking through life trying not to trigger ourselves, we need to recognise that there are parts of ourselves that are trying to heal. So when you get triggered, it goes back to this inner child that didn't feel safe, didn't feel comfortable, and then you've made this identity around yourself in order to keep yourself safe. But when these challenges come up, that's the universe, that's our higher selves way of going, oh, there's a disturbance inside of us that needs to be addressed. We create our own reality every day, every minute of our existence. So if we're working on that idea, well, we create our own experiences to work through these challenges and wounds so that we can heal. But a lot of the time we don't end up working through them because it's poking the bear, it's uncomfortable. This is what this work is all about. It is uncomfortable, but it is the most rewarding work you will do because you are worth it, and it is worth giving yourself that time to nurture these parts of you that is hurting. Take the mask off and just address your pain. So the reason why I started doing this work is because I've dealt with so much stress, anxiety, low moods. I'm not going to go on, like, we're human beings, like, it's hard. Emotions completely controlled me, and to the point where I was scared. I was scared to just be myself. I didn't feel comfortable being myself. I didn't feel comfortable speaking my truth. I didn't feel grounded. I didn't feel centered. I felt scattered, and my thoughts were just absolutely everywhere, and I just felt so tired all the time, and I didn't know what was going on. That was a real struggle for me. I literally just didn't know what was going on. I went to a Reiki lady, like, as soon as I got in the room with her, and she asked me what's going on, like, why have I come to get Reiki? I just broke down. I told her I was just so confused. I felt so shit all the time. I just felt so heavy and so low, and life was just so hard, like, all the time. I'd just be so anxious. I'd literally sit there and, like, overthink absolutely everything that came out of my mouth. And after the first Reiki session, she said, "You've got such a heavy grieving energy in your solar plexus for your inner child. Your inner child is grieving." It was the first sort of inkling I got about my inner child been like calling out to me, like, please. I didn't feel like I had any control over my thoughts, my emotions, my body. I was getting sick all the time. It's like, life doesn't have to be this much of a struggle. Fast forward to, like, this year, start doing my inner child healing in my sketchbook. This just opened up a whole new world to me. I really created a space for my inner child to fully express themselves. I'm an artist. For me, it's a really valuable place for me to have that freedom to just create without judgment, because I've been so hard on myself. I'm quite judgmental of myself, It can turn quite mean and nasty. My inner critic, the dialogue that'd be going on in my mind, that little nagging at me all the time, everything that I do, it was just taking over. So the inner child healing art it's really given me a space to just disconnect from that and to connect into myself. And also, it's just taken the pressure off my creativity so much. I feel like I'm finally starting to understand my own creative style this year, which is amazing. It's been something that I've struggled with for so long, because obviously, how am I supposed to understand my own style when I don't even feel like I can just freely be me? That's really helped. Honestly, it's just given me so many keys in a way that I never thought it could. I thought, oh, I'm just going to do some art for my inner child and it's just going to be fun. But no, it's turned into something way more than that. And I'm so glad it has. It's just allowed me to reconnect to my playful side. I feel so much lighter in myself. I'm really starting to not take life so seriously, and it feels really good. Yeah, guys, please get yourself an inner child art sketchbook. Doing art is a way to just connect back to that side of yourself, which might just feel so lost and so distant from you. Reel it back in. Find yourself. There's a change that happens when you start doing this work. There really is. You need to just sit with it and sit through the uncomfortableness of some of the work, because you know, not all that sketchbook is like rainbows and sunshine. There are some pages that are really dark, and there's some pages where there's lots of anger that comes out, and that's perfectly okay, because that's what we're doing with this work, is you're digging up this stuff so we can look at it and go, what is going on here? How is this affecting me in my life right now? Is this something that I want to carry on forward? Is this something that is of my highest good? No. All right, let's leave it then. Let's see it for what it is, and let's just leave it, because you have the choice. You just got to choose to pick yourself, because you are so worth it. You are so worth this healing and this time. If there's anything that you can take away from this video, I really hope that you feel that inner child healing is not, it doesn't need to be a daunting thing. Listen, like, I have my wounds, I have my trauma. I'm not trying to dismiss anyone. Like, everyone has their own shit that they need to deal with. Working through it in a fun, playful, creative way is a really good place to start, especially if you feel a bit daunted by it. I think a combination of, you know, doing the shadow work, meditating, you know, affirmation with the inner child healing art, it's so good. It makes it a lighter, fun thing. I really look forward to doing my inner child healing. Like, that's so nice. That's so good. Yeah, so go out, get yourself a sketchbook. You won't regret it. You're gonna have so much fun. I've had a few people now tell me that they've gotten sketchbooks. It really, 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 really makes my heart just, it just makes me want to explode. It makes me so happy. Just thank you for your sweet messages, for your comments. You can do this. We can all do this together. This is going to be such a lovely little community, and we're all going to help each other heal, and we're all going to be there for each other, and it's going to be so cute. And I'm going to go because I've probably waffled for like half an hour straight. So, yeah. Alright, peace.